On today's episode of Watch Jericho, we are here in the warehouse. And we're going to do an update on what cars I have left. It's quite a few less than you'd expect. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jericho, and today, like I said, we are going to do an update on the shop and where we are at with it. Mostly because a lot of stuff's changed in the detail bay. A lot of work's getting done over there, and a lot of stuff's, not enough, but quite a bit's gotten done over here, and an update on what cars I have left. So we're going to start right here with this engine that everybody is eager to see. This is my 5.3 that was a pull-out for my S10 race truck build. Of course, the S10 Extreme always deserved a real heart, which is obviously the LS instead of the 4.3, and I cannot wait to get that put together, but we're going to continue stripping that truck down before it goes together. Whenever Eric's back to work on it, I know a lot of you guys are ready to see that happen soon. The answer is soon, because we've taken a lot of projects off my plate with Project Winter, like I had said. Project Winter, of course, was trying to get everything fixed around the shop. There were just so many projects that I was working on at one time. We needed to kind of get that down to a more manageable number and be able to concentrate on one build at a time. That will be the S10 very soon. So look forward to the S10 in the next month or two, because I've got quite a few Corvettes to finish. We've got over here my 2021 Can-Am X3 Maverick RRRS Turbo. Whatever. In some order, there's a lot of letters, and Can-Am needs to fix that problem. It should just be called like the Turbo RX or something. Like, way too many letters. Richard Bills mentioned that today, and I was like, yeah, I've been saying that's wrong for a while. Anyway, we've got a lot of stuff coming on this build. Everything in these boxes is all billet parts from Assault that needs to go on the front end, because we did the back end in the last one, and this thing should be ready to rock and roll with, I mean, everything will be way more heavy duty. So that's what we're doing on the X3. And also the reason I haven't moved it in a long time or gotten to drive it in the snow, because I took the front end off. It doesn't need the front end, but it looks a lot better with it. Over here we've got my 2003 Saab 9.5 Aero, I think. It's one of those years. This thing's basically ready to go. A subscriber wants to buy it. I don't think there's really much left for me to do on this car, so I need to shoot him a message and get that out of here now, because it's just sitting. There's really nothing else I'm going to do with this car. Over here, we have my 2011 Dodge Durango Crew Hemi that is loaded, remote start, push button start. It has it all. It's, you know, navigation, sunroof. It's a really cool car. Been to Germany and back, spent some time over there, and it's ready to go. I'm asking $18,000 for this. It was one of the Turo cars, rented out once for one day and was never rented out again. So it just needs to go. $18,000 seems to be about the rate for Hemi V8 Durangos. Honestly, they're pretty hard to find too. I was just looking through all the ones for sale in the US. Most of them are V6s, even the Citadels. So I'm excited to see that go, and somebody will enjoy it. All-wheel drive. I mean, it's a cool car. Right here, we have my Pontiac Aztek that I bought for $1,000 a long time ago, and we did so much work to this car. It was totally detailed. The whole interior came out. A transmission went in it. I had to fix the wiring to the shifter. We've got all the parts for it now, like all the cool accessories, like the tent, 2 coolers, the messenger bag, so much cool stuff. Ceramic coated with Avalon King. Obviously, ceramic coating all of my favorite cars, and I can't wait to get that out and take it camping. That's why it's still here. Day after I take it camping, it's getting sold though. It's just been hanging out here for too long. We've got Josh's Mustang over here. It's not mine. In the last video, of course, we put the much bigger Holly on it. It had a 4150 on it, I think. We went up to the Holly X-Flow Sniper, which should be sized for well over 1,000 horsepower with boost, and we're pretty excited about that. But Josh is ordering a Dart block, so we're waiting on a brand new block to swap the rotating assembly into, because obviously the old 5-liter block is probably going to blow apart once we try to make 1,000 horsepower. So it's really good as is. It makes a solid 500 horsepower, and it's super fun, but it'll be really fun to have some crazy power and a lot of boost. Also, there's oil everywhere because this has Moroso's race pan on it, and the Moroso pan has dual sumps. It's got a rear sump and a front sump, and it kind of has a step, and then the front one comes back down. That front one just leaks and leaks and leaks, and we put new crush washers on it. It's tight, and it just leaks. Why? Why do you do that, pan? So luckily it holds a ton of oil now, like 10 quarts or something crazy on an old school V8. So it has so much oil in it, it never runs out. Unfortunately, it leaks forever. We've got my Honda TRX 400 over here. There's not much to say about this thing. Usually always starts right up, but it's clearly leaking from its upper head gasket here. I mean, this is a drop-on cylinder engine. You just put a new jug on it and swap out the pistons and stuff. That's pretty easy to work on. Unfortunately, it always sits there and seeps oil out of the top. So I've got an entire engine ready to go for that. It's like a new jug head piston. It takes it out to a 416. It should make it way faster, honestly. So one of these days, maybe we'll put that together, but unfortunately it just has never broke. I wish it would break, so I'd have to fix it. This is a new box of parts from J&J Auto Wrecking. They saw me working on the green Corvette, not the white one. We're gonna take a look at the green one here in a minute. And they sent everything to finish that up. The light harnesses were ate up by the rats as well. So we've got a front light harness and at least the rear lights that were ruined because there wasn't even enough room on the plugs to solder the wiring back together. So huge thank you to those guys. They sent me in everything and we're gonna be able to put that car back together now, which should make it absolutely ready to go, except for clear and a top. So I'm excited to go get the green Corvette. I think we're gonna bring it back over here maybe today. It's ready to go. An update on the CarTrek S4 B5, of course, after that last track day, which was amazing and made me fall in love with the S4 even more. We killed the passenger rear wheel bearing and at least one of the turbos. It does smoke after it's running for a while now. So we're gonna get genuine KO4s and do the whole build, everything all of you S4 fanatics wanna see. And I love the car. I was really worried about the trade-off going from the cool little KO3s to the KO4. I don't want to lose any of the stock drivability. I've driven big, fast B5 S4s before and I hated it. It takes the fun out of it. They're just crazy fast and there's like a limit for where this car needs to live. Hopefully genuine KO4s put me right there on the edge of still feeling like a stock car but having good power that doesn't run out like KO3s do. I mean, KO3s are really fun. The problem with KO3s is the boost comes up and then it just goes flat. Like they can't push any more air once it probably turbine slip, I would assume, in the air. It just can't make any more boost. So it goes up to whatever, 18 PSI, I think is about what you get out of KO3s, and it's just flat. So lots of power, and it's fun, and then that's just it after they plateau. KO4s are supposed to stay linear all the way up to the top, and hopefully that's the only changes we really make to this, and I think the methanol will go away. Obviously, the meth injection runs out all the time. It'd be great if I just had a little bit more power, and I love the boost feeling. It feels like you're in the Fast and Furious when the meth hits, but at the same time, like it's not really ideal for driving. You want nice linear power that's manageable. The methanol is not that. It's kind of cool though. Over here, we've got my 2011 Ariel Atom, and what's this need? An axle. I broke an axle. So that should be an easy one. I just need to take the axle back out, send it off to DSS, and have them build a new one. We built one that was custom at PFI speed to get the thing back on the road because one of them had fallen apart. So I just need to pull out the driver's side axle and have it built, and that's it. That thing's ready to go. I mean, you guys know the story. It's insane. 600 horsepower, easily the fastest thing I own because power to weight is insane. And it's such a fun thing to drive, unless you want to daily drive it. That's not a thing. You can't daily drive that car. I'll put that axle on it and it needs to go away. Project Winter has clearly been cleaning the shop out. I can use it again. We can drive in and out without moving 4 cars. That one's got to go next. And I'm going to be very happy, sad to see it go. Speaking of Corvette C5s, obviously you guys know it's gotten insane here lately. The ProCharger Z06 development car, we've talked about it at length. It's beautiful. It really hasn't moved since the last time we touched it for that alternator. And it will just continue to sit there or be sold. It's been sitting for too long. I know I said I wouldn't sell that one because it'll never be built again. It's untouchable in the Corvette world. ProCharger's first supercharged car, cover of Vet magazine, crazy provenance. But if you want it, hit me up. $35,000 is the price, and it's ready to go. Otherwise, it's just gonna keep sitting. This is Naveed's C6 Z06. He is coming in March. He had to move and stuff over the last year, and he was like, can you keep that car until next year, which is now this year, and I'll come down and we'll wrap it up and get it back on the road. So we're going to install a backup camera and a couple other cool things. That's the update on the C6 Z06. It will be heading from, it was going to go to New York, but now it's going back to Washington, I think. We'll tell you the whole story when Naveed's here. He can tell you himself. It's probably better that way. Over here, we've got Josh's 33 Ford that we are putting a Holley Sniper on, and we decided to change the intake, and I think for some reason we stopped there for a minute while we worked on other projects, and we have the power injection, fuel injection, the old school one off of that. That's gonna go on the CJ5 that's next door. Here we have Josh's Austin Healey Sprite, which is ready to go as well. I think the ask is like $12,000. Josh could tell you. He knows better than I do, but I can tell you, like, it is the coolest car. Everyone mentions how insane it is that you can throw this thing in neutral, turn the key on, grab the choke. There is a choke cable and it will be installed. And then just hit the starter, which is a cable as well. It usually starts easier than that. But this car is such a sewing machine of a car. All right, get close to it so they can see just how great this thing runs. Obviously it needs to warm up a little more, but you know, it's such a cool little car engine. Definitely one of the sketchiest things to take a corner in you've ever driven in your life. It feels like it's just gonna flip over that way, but it's really crazy to drive. These old school tiny cars don't weigh anything, and this thing runs great. So that's it. The other day, Josh and I went back through this and finished hooking up all the lights, pulled the grill again. Basically all the wiring's done, turn signals work, lights work, high beams work, gauge lights work. A lot of time went into it the other night, where we were just sitting here finishing things up. We didn't even make a video. It was just time to get this done. Wet Vet, my $3,500 C5, the drivetrain's out of it. We have to fix my forklift. Forklift needs a little work. That's not really part of the fleet, so we're not gonna talk about it. I'm gonna make a video about that though, separately, because it's another Mitsubishi engine. We gotta fix the forklift, and then we're gonna do the engine swap, hopefully this week. We'll get that in the cradle mounted up, and back in, this thing's back on the road with a ton of new mods. I'm pretty pumped about this C5 going back together in short order. Hopefully by the end of the week, it's back on the road. So, over here, we have Gabe's. It's obviously not mine, but it used to be mine, Saturn Sky Redline. This is an '07. It broke 7 months ago or something like that. And it's just been sitting ever since, while Gabe was driving another one of my cars that has already been sold. And also my Fiat 500, Gabe is buying that, so it's at his house. We're gonna get this back together. I don't know, it's tough to say. At this point where it's at, we think we're gonna just go ahead and pull the engine and do a refresh, put bearings in it because it's all the way down. We can get the engine out in another 30 minutes. So why not send it over to my buddy's machine shop and have him re-bearing it, then put it back together. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Otherwise it would already be back together and retimed. That's just a few more hours of work. It's kind of on hold while Gabe decides what he wants to do. The star of the show in this update, the detail dudes have been going crazy over here. Look at the walls, they are so clean. They scrubbed all of this tin, and it went from this super dark, dingy looking white wall to a nice, pretty close to new. So we've got brand new over there, and you can see the comparison. Obviously that used to be some ugly corrugated. Now it's nice new white corrugated metal over there to finish up the corner. There was like spray paint on the old piece, all kinds of stuff. Way better. And this whole side's looking a lot better. Obviously, I mean, there's space over here. Everything's been moved. Took all the scrap to Wichita Material Recovery. Shout out to those guys for helping us clean up the shop. A lot got done over here recently, and there's plenty more to come. Now, let's head over to the other building and check out what's left of the cars. Here we are in the other building, and as you guys know, it has 14 garage doors on it. I replaced a few of them, and we've got nice new insulated doors, new springs. It's a huge upgrade because a lot of those old doors have been the same thing as the other building, rammed into it, forklifts and stuff, and they didn't work right. They just slide right up and down, just the way you want. It's so much better. The other door over there is tinned over on the outside, so you can't use it anyway, but it does work. And we fixed every door that wasn't working very well. The garage door guys went through all of it for me, so shout out to Doors and More, my buddy Robbie. So they took care of me on the doors, and the insulated doors obviously save a bunch of money. Now, on to the cars. The Mercury Capri XR2 is right here, the Turbo Capri. I've got brakes, a full set of brakes for this. It needs done, and then it needs sold because there's really nothing else to do with the Capri XR2. I don't know what you do. This car is on the chopping block as soon as I get that brake job done, which needs a lift, so soon-ish. Probably a little one-day deal. It's everything. Even the calipers, wheel cylinders, everything on that car is getting replaced because the brakes didn't exactly work very well. So over there, my 94 Z28 Camaro from high school, we put a head unit in it on the channel. Wheels, I mean, we've talked about it a million times. Nothing's changed. Nice powder coated wheels, 0 miles on the tires. Should start right up because we drove it over here. So in and out of the building, that's how much that thing drives. The other C5, that's what we're really here to talk about. This is Rat Vet, the one where the rats ate the wiring harness. It is rejoining the fleet over there, and we're going to do that 2K clear touch up soon. Honestly, the whole car needs painted. So we're gonna get all that fixed up, throw that new electrical in it, and this thing will probably go, even though it's got that Holley exhaust on it, and I love it. The white one will have it too, and make a lot more power. We got a new top for it. So that's the update on that project. And sneak through here, maybe. Model T's over there, the CJ5's over here, ready to get that other power injection set up. We have an LS in Josh's Falcon over there that needs a lot. Unfortunately, the Falcon, I mean, it's a long way from just making it run, because making it run is obviously no issue. It's an LS. We've got Terminators, snipers, no matter what, we can make that engine run. Unfortunately, not right now. The 67 Camaro is over here as well. If you guys remember, there was another F-body over here. It wasn't actually mine, but that sold, and it's gone now. So I got some room back, and another F-body took its place. There are always F-bodies here. You gotta love the old LS2 67 Camaro from LS Fest. I love this car, and one of these days we'll dig it back out, put a body on it. Other than that, the only other car we haven't talked about is my 65 Ford F100. We've had to move it in and out a bunch. It starts right up every time after we put that Holley on it. It has been life-changing. Honestly, that other carburetor was so bad in the winter. I'd try to start it and it would have to sit there and run after it barely started for 2 minutes before you could even move it. With the Sniper, turn on the key, listen to the pump for 1 second, hit start, she comes right back to life. So this needs to be driven and washed. That's really it. It's looking really bad for how long it's been sitting. It's been sitting for a long time, a year and a half, something like that. So we need to get it out, take it for a spin, and then put it back in its hole. There you have it, an update on all of my cars and projects. The GTR I technically still have. I think the old owner will have it back hopefully today. I was really hoping that would be gone today. My F-250's outside, back on daily driver duty. The Cayenne's gone, the Dart's gone, dump truck's gone. Quite a few cars are gone. I mean, it's so great being able to drive in and out of the building without starting a bunch of diesels that should be warmed up for like 45 minutes because that's how long it takes. So yeah, big updates to the shop, big updates on the projects, and we'll have a bunch more wrapped up as part of Project Winter soon, just knocking them out as fast as we can. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop, watchjericho.com for cool shirts, not like this, and please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. And today we're releasing my tech channel that everyone's been waiting for a long time, Tech Throwback. There will be a link in the description below. I've been working on this for a long time. The first video, but hopefully it's good. Hopefully you guys like it. Go subscribe if you want to. Whew, from 23 cars last week, and I think we got rid of like 7 or something like that. I sure hope. It seems like I'm down to like 15 again, which is getting close to a good number that's more manageable. Not to mention so many projects that needed knocked out. So we made a big dent knocking them out.